We in here? Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Rattlehead Reviews, and I am your humble host, Nic Rattlehead, here with my home man, my man's with the master plan, 100 grand. How you doing, Matt DeGraff?
I'm great.
I need a little bit more emphasis behind that, Matt. Are you doing, Matt?
I don't do emphasis.
What?
That's not
you don't. That's not a word. You don't do emphasis? You don't do, did I say emphasis?
Shh.
As you can see, I'm here with a cardigan on, which means I'm trying to be cool for a reason. Oh, I just made myself sound so lame doing that. But I am here for a reason because we're going to be doing our first R&B review. I promised y'all we would do a little bit of a more diversified group of reviews going here, and I know we did a lot of metal, but here is one of our albums that makes me want to do this. Who am I talking about? What is this album, Matt, that you ask?
What is this album, Nick?
Oh, Matt, I would be more than happy to tell you what this album is, Matt. The name of this album is called The Last Day of Summer, and it is by a young lady from Atlanta, Georgia, named Summer Walker. Now, Matt, for one thing is I didn't even know she went to my school. Huh? She went to my school. You know what I mean? AI. Heck yes. I'll keep moving though, because I'm going to make myself look insanely lame if I just keep going down this path. So she is an R&B soul singer who came up with an album this year called The Last Days of Summer. And Matt, let me tell you something right now. Boy, howdy, is this album good. It is really good. And the thing about it is I didn't even know anything about it. The album apparently came out in October. And somebody on Twitter had tagged me and a buddy in a post. And he said, I know I'm waiting for Nick and Jay to obsess over this album like I am. And I'm like, I don't even know who this woman is, bruh. So how am I obsessed over an album I ain't never heard? Matt, I should have heard about this album the day it came out. You hear me? Now, what I will say is this. Now, it's following the trend of this moody, atmospheric, syrupy type of sound that R&B or alternative R&B is trying to follow. You know what I mean? So you have like artists like Black and you have artists like Her who kind of follow this type of formula, right? There's a hint of reverb on the vocals. It's probably layered to high hell, you know what I mean? But it sounds really smooth. It almost sounds some points aquatic, if that makes sense. But Matt, I tell you something, she does something special. And maybe for me, it's her voice that carries the load of this track, because sometimes nowadays with those types of beats and that type of instrumentation, you just sound a dime a dozen, you know what I mean? Like I said before, people like Her, where she released an EP or an album this year called I Used to Know Her. It can almost sound like that, but it's the sense of sensuality, this overwhelming sense of sensuality in her vocals that makes this album stand out the way that it does. Good night. This woman, so let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So the album starts out with this track called BP. And BP is a track, Matt, where she's talking about a guy who has invited her over and he's trying to woo her with his fast cars and his big house on the hills. And he's like, okay, but you see all of this stuff. You ain't gonna be able to be with me though. So this is what you gonna do. And this is what I'm gonna do. And she's looking at him like this, man. Bruh. No, it doesn't go like that, because there's a line that says, well, you need a reality check because I got my own check. So I'll move on to the next who I'll impress. So I think she says like something like along the lines of, all your cars and your fancy things, they mean nothing to me. For that'll get old, but not if you have a heart of gold. Which means, yo, I don't care about all this stuff, man. Like all of this trappings and material junk means absolutely nothing to me, because I get tired of it, because I got it too. You know what I mean? But like, who are you? You see what I mean? And she like friend zones him and everything. Matt, it's like, it's such a great starting track, right? But here's a problem with this album, as much as I do love it. A lot of the tracks seem painfully short. Painfully short. Matt, painfully short. There is a track on here called Deep. Now, Matt, the subject matter behind it is so good. So it is talking about she met this guy that she really does like. And at this point, she doesn't want to just have sex with him, you know what I mean? And then she fears that they'll have sex and then he won't call, you know what I mean? Or it'll be reduced to some type of fling, right? And she doesn't want that because she's really feeling this guy and she really feels like those two are in love. So she's like holding off on the sex thing so they can be an even better couple. So when they do have sex, it means something more. And I feel that. It's like a more sexy version of If I Had My Way by Chrisette Michele. Gosh, it's like you could hear it in her voice how much she wants this guy, man. You can hear it in her voice how much she wants this guy. But, oh my gosh, she kind of like has to reel herself in and just kind of be like, ooh, wait a minute. Whew, I want this to go somewhere, so let's just pull the reins back on this a little bit, which is a far cry from the second track off of the album. No, I don't curse. I'm sorry. Just bleep it out. It's called Talk Your right? Right? And it's like maybe like 27 seconds long, and it's this girl talking this ratchet junk, talking about like, yo, man, we want it too, just as much as the men do. Like, girls want it too, but we can't say what we want to do. Like, why you talking about you don't want to look at my boobs? She's like, why you think I wore this V-cut, boy? You're talking about like, oh, you can sleep on the bed and I'll sleep on the couch. She'd be like, no, I want to sleep with you. I want to be hugged up with you. I want my booty rubs. You know what I mean? It's funny as crap. It's funny as all get out. And it leads into one of the standout tracks, and it was a single also, called Girls Need Love. And it's like she's making love in the microphone while recording the freaking vocals. That's how freaking sexy the vocals are. And the great thing about it is she's not like singing in a high register, but it feels like it's coming from here. So it's not like a Toni Braxton, Anita Baker type. It's not in that register, you know what I mean? But it's deeper than most of the R&B female vocals that I've been hearing lately, right? And it's great because she can do that more deep, you know, gotta have you now vocals, you know what I mean? And then she can be in her falsetto voice, and it sounds airy and breathy and beautiful. Like, the range to her voice is so great, and it's so versatile, and I love it. And Girls Need Love is talking about, yo, man, I want it just as bad as you do. I want to catch it just as much, but I'm not allowed to say I want some dick today. Really? That's how society works. It's so good. And then it goes to my favorite track of all, track 3, CPR. Now, oh my gosh. So it still has this atmospheric thing going on, you know what I mean? There's some heavy synths and whatnot, but it has this boom bap beat, this old school 4/4 boom bap beat that goes on. That, holy cow. Is it good? Oh my gosh, is it good? The chorus is amazing, and it just does a great job because it follows a normal pop formula. So there's a verse, chorus type of thing going on, but man, does it do a good job of just swimming through that formula and just making it feel so natural and so good. Oh my Lord. The chorus, the hook, whichever you want to call it for the sake of this video, it's so good. Like, man, I kid you not. Today's Friday, right? I have not listened to any metal in 2 weeks. I haven't listened to any metal. I haven't listened to any rock in 2 weeks because I have been stuck on not just this one in particular. She got me in this lane that I just can't seem to get out of. You know what I mean? And it's because of this track. And there are also other wonderful tracks like Karma and tracks like Prayed Up, where she's talking about like all of these different things that she used to do and she kind of misses doing them, but she's trying not to do them anymore. And she calls them demons. So she's trying to stay prayed up so she can stay on the path that she believes she should be on. Matt, I'm telling you right now, the only thing that's weak on this album, the only Achilles heel that this album has is the fact that some of the best tracks are so short. Deep is 90 seconds. 90 seconds long. There's a song called Baby that has a really great old school feel. I highly doubt it's maybe even 5 seconds longer than Deep is. It's like a minute and it's done. And it's just like, were you even finished? Like, if you weren't finished, then you don't have to put it on the album, you know what I mean? You can call it an EP, have the more finished songs like Karma, like Shame, like CPR, like Prayed Up, and you can just put it all and call it an EP and then call it a day. Because the album, I don't even know if it touches 28 minutes. I don't even know if it touches 28 minutes. It's that short. I don't even know if it touches 28 minutes. And you can see it in my face because it's like, I'll get into the groove of it because she might not start singing, Matt, I kid you not, until like 20 seconds into the track. And the track is 90 seconds. Retrospect, what did I get? It's like Chloe and Halle's first album where they like indulge in micro songs or sketches, right? And it's just like, you didn't have to. You could have just saved it. You know what I mean? Held on to it, matured it more, worked on it more, and then put it on another album. But that's the only Achilles heel to this album. That's the only thing. If you're in the lane for some good, come get it now type of R&B, like some good, like riding down the highway just by yourself, vibing out R&B, some good stuff you just want to like drown out the rest of the world with some good vibing R&B, this is what you want. It is called, I will repeat again, The Last Day of Summer by Summer Walker. I cannot recommend this enough. And these aren't hot takes. This is literally how I feel. This album is mad wonderful. And if you're looking for any other R&B that you might want to just like chill out to and whatnot, there is, oh boy, there's so much. Queen Naja's EP, self-titles, it's called Queen Naja. You can check that out. You can check out this young lady called Hannah Lachey, and her single is called Getaway. Great bob your head type of R&B. It's like 2 minutes, 45 seconds long, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. Great stuff. Sirs November, still a great listen, even at the end of this year. Still a wonderful listen, Matt. Been a great year for R&B. I don't understand why some people are like, I don't know, music kind of sucks lately. No, it doesn't. You're just not digging like you should. So this is Nic Rattlehead. This is Matt the Graph. Holla at him, Matt.
Holla.
Hey.
Holla.
Hey. We out of here, man.